Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is May 12th, 2025, and today we have all the reactions from Barcelona's victory in a Clasico match 4-3, sealing the deal for Barcelona as far as La Liga title. Also, we're going to talk about the refereeing because the VAR audio from Fermin Lopez's handball has been released, and you're not going to believe what's heard in the background. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and I'm bringing you this short live stream because I had to make this video. I was about to go to bed. I came across the VAR audio that was just released in regards to Fermin Lopez's handball, and I said I cannot go to sleep without making a video. But because it's so late, I can't film, edit, and post. So I decided let me do this short live because we have to talk about this. Now, before we talk about the VAR audio that has been released, of course, today, Barcelona completed their, it's not a trifecta because it's four of them, but I don't know what the word is right now. It's pretty late. But today, Barcelona completed their fourth victory ahead of Real Madrid, now defeating Real Madrid in two Clasico matches in La Liga, one in a Spanish Super Cup final and another one in a Copa del Rey final. Today, Barcelona won 4-3, which could have easily been a much bigger scoreline because, of course, we did have the refereeing controversy where Fermin Lopez's goal was ruled out, even though it shouldn't have. Mbappe's two goals are definitely very questionable, and not to mention the clear chances we had, especially Raphinha having two clear chances. So this could have easily been a 7-3, 7-2 scoreline. If you didn't watch the match and you only watched the scoreline, you might think, oh, wow, this was a very close victory, but that was not the case. It was total domination by Barcelona, and this could have been a much bigger scoreline. But nonetheless, the important thing is that Barcelona won this Clasico match. Barcelona are now 7 points ahead of Real Madrid, and with 3 matches left, all Barcelona needs to do is win one match. Barcelona's next match is against Espanyol in the derby. Then we have Villarreal, and then finally Athletic Club de Bilbao. And if Barcelona win any of those 3 matches, it doesn't matter which one, Barcelona will officially become La Liga champions, or Barcelona could draw 2 matches. Either of those 3 that could draw, 2 draws would also make Barcelona champions of La Liga, or if Real Madrid lose any of their upcoming 3 matches, it's also over and Barcelona will become the champions of La Liga. So we're not champions yet, but given how things are looking, we're very close to becoming La Liga champions and very close of winning our 3rd trophy under the Hansi Flick era. Now, Barcelona have won all 4 Clasico matches, and in order to find another team that has done this, you have to go all the way back to the 1982-1983 season. That was the last time Barcelona won 4 Clasico matches. In that season, it was 4-1. Barcelona won 4 Clasico. Real Madrid won 1. And then this season, we did it again, 4 Clasico victories. But of course, as opposed to that 1982-1983 season, Real Madrid didn't win any. So Hansi Flick has become the only coach in the history of Barcelona to win all 4 El Clasico matches in one season, surpassing coaches like Pep Guardiola and Luis Enrique, which just goes to show what a great coach we have in Hansi Flick. Of course, I'm not saying Hansi Flick is better than Pep. Pep is our greatest coach in our history of the club, but nonetheless, a very important stat, a very important achievement that just highlights what a great season Flick has had. Now, speaking of Flick, this is what the German coach had to say after Barcelona's victory. Flick said, I still don't feel like a champion. It's true we're in good position. It would be nice to win 3 titles, but we still have 1 victory left to get 3 points, and all our opponents want to win against us. We have quality, and we'll get there. We came back from a 2-0 deficit once again, just as we did in Milan. Having played more than 120 minutes in that game, it wasn't easy, and these players did it again. That was very important for the squad. So, of course, Flick highlighting the great job that the team did coming back from a 0-2 deficit to win 4-3. Of course, I did do the post-match live analysis. If you want to hear more about my thoughts and opinions about the match, make sure you watch the video. And then Flick saying he still doesn't feel like a champion. And of course, this is very important because remember, the job is not done yet. We still need to win 1 out of the 3 matches or draw 2 in order to become La Liga champions. Now, Barcelona's MVP, or the MVP of the match, I should say, was Coutinho, who had 2 goals. And this is what the Brazilian had to say. I could have scored more than 2 goals. I missed 3 chances that I can't afford to miss. I have very high standards, and I think much more about the ones I missed than the ones I scored. I always want to be at my best. When I don't do everything right, I come away with the feeling of being able to do better. I think this depends solely on us. We have to celebrate today's game. The Clásicos are very important, but we know we still have to win 1 more game. I'd give the MVP to other players. I didn't play my best game. Pedri is an MVP in every game for me. I was below several. Ferran, Cubarsí, Iñigo. Now, Raphinha saying that he thinks more about the bad things that he done over the good things. And that's really admirable that he has this mentality where even though he scored 2 goals, he's still thinking about the chances that he missed. But to Raphinha, I said, my man, this is not the time to be thinking about the chances that you missed. Sure, you missed 2 clear shots, but at the end of the day, you scored 2 goals, 2 very important goals that could very much mean a La Liga title for Barcelona. So this is not the time to be thinking about your mistakes. This is the time to think about all the great things that you did this match and all the great things you've done all season. So Raphinha, please don't be too hard on yourself. Celebrate. And he's saying that he thinks Pedri, Ferran, Cubarsí could have deserved the MVP, which sure, but at the end of the day, you won it, so you celebrate it. Good job for Raphinha. And from Barcelona's MVP, we move on to Real Madrid's MVP, because today what we saw from Hernandez was absolutely disgusting. It was absolutely despicable. It was the lowest of the lows, because today Hernandez robbed us in broad daylight with absolutely no shame. And I'm someone that I always say I don't like to talk about referees, because referees should never be an excuse. A team should only focus on what they can control. A referee is something you cannot control. Therefore, you should only focus on your job, on doing your job well done. And well, today Barcelona did just that. Barcelona did a well done job. That even though Hernandez tried everything in his power to rob us of this victory, Barcelona still managed to win, which just goes to show how impressive this win is, because it's already impressive to beat Real Madrid in a Clasico match. It's even more impressive when you win 4 out of 4 Clasico matches. And then when you add to it the fact that the referees have been out to get us, it makes it even that much more impressive, because this is not the first time the referees have done this to us. They did it to us in the Copa del Rey final with a clear penalty on Ferran Torres, a clear penalty on Pau Cubarsí, a clear red card on Tchouaméni. None of them were called. And today, Hernandez does it once again with a clear, shameless, disgusting, despicable performance. And then Spanish referees have the nerve of complaining, why don't they get called up to more international tournaments? And well, this is why. Now, I don't know if this guy is that incompetent or if he simply was out to rob us, but this is why you don't get called up. Because if the FIFA is watching, UEFA is watching, and they see these kind of performances, why the fuck would they want to call you to an important international event when you perform the way you perform? But let's look at everything Hernandez did. And of course, we are going to talk about the VAR audio that was released, which is completely going to shock you, or maybe not, because at this point, nothing surprises me. But let's start with, of course, Real Madrid's first goal, which was a result of a penalty kick where the whole play resulted in an offside by Kylian Mbappe. Here's clearly Mbappe in offside. He gets the ball. Szczesny comes off, and of course, it's a penalty kick. It's a clear foul by Szczesny. There's no doubt that there was a penalty kick as far as what Szczesny did to Mbappe. But the fact that they didn't even bother to review this offside, that's very, very concerning. And they didn't even bother to show us the replay on the TV, which at this point, I'm thinking, is there some kind of working behind the scenes together? Because not only the ref doesn't check it, not only the ref doesn't go to VAR, but they don't even show us the replay on TV. And the funny thing is that Here we have a clear offside. Nobody checks it. But then here, where there was no offside, the referee invents one because Mbappe clearly dives in a penalty box. Real Madrid are awarded a penalty kick, and this was a clear dive, as you can see from the picture. No contact between Frankie de Jong and Mbappe, which by the rules, Mbappe should have gotten a yellow card for this dive. But instead, the referee all of a sudden finds an offside out of nowhere, pulls it out of his ass. And then, of course, since it's an offside, this play doesn't count. So Mbappe does not get the yellow card that he deserved for this clear dive. Now, it doesn't stop there, of course. There's Real Madrid's second goal. Clear foul on Lamine Yamal. Look at Valverde. Look at this bottom picture at the bottom right. Clear foul by Valverde. Steps on Lamine Yamal's foot, which allows him to recover the ball. Ends up in Real Madrid goal. This should have been checked. This goal should have been not counted because this was a clear foul on Lamine Yamal. So right there, Real Madrid, 2 dubious goals, but there's, of course, more because there comes this clear as day. And the funny thing is that this match was during the day. So clear as day, penalty kick that should have been awarded to Barcelona because Tchouaméni blocks the path of the ball that's headed towards goal with his arm, which, by the way, it's not stuck to his body. Is this a natural position? I don't think it is. If he had his arm behind his back, like all defenders do when they try to block the ball with their body, sure, that wouldn't have been a penalty kick. But here, the ball, his arm is clearly separated from his body. It clearly blocks the path of the ball, which is headed to goal. And not only does the referee not count it as a penalty, but he goes to the VAR, sees it from all kinds of angles, and still rules that this is not a penalty kick. In what world is this not a penalty kick? But if you didn't watch the match and at this point you're like, I can't believe what I'm seeing, don't worry because there's more. Then there is this handball. Fermín López scores Barcelona's 5th goal. It's ruled a handball, and even though it is a handball, it does touch his hand. When the ball bounces off the hand of Fermín López, the player who benefits from this is not Fermín. It's Valverde, because Valverde regains the control of the ball. It's automatically a new play that Fermín López steals the ball back and scores the goal. How was this ruled a handball? I have no fucking idea. But let's look at the VAR audio because the VAR audio of this play has been released. Now, this is what happened in the VAR. Martinez Munuera, who's another Madridista referee, he's the VAR referee, said, listen to me. We just detected a hand, okay? Come see it, please. And in the background, pay attention to this because in the background, an unknown voice says, with the height, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yes, absolutely. Thank goodness. These referees are so happy that, yes, there's a handball. We can cancel this goal. Barcelona will not have a 5th goal. With the height, thank goodness. What the fuck? And then Hernandez, of course, says, okay, perfect. Go ahead. It hits his hand. Yes, the ball is going to go out. And now give me a wide one so I can see the whole action, see how it ends. Okay, perfect. The hand is clearly up. I'm going to cancel the goal. Absolutely. I have no words. I absolutely have no fucking words because this is robbery in plain daylight. Now, I've always said I don't believe that there's some kind of conspiracy out there that the referees are being paid. I still don't think that they are being paid, but there's obviously something at play here. Either Hernandez is a complete incompetent moron that should never be allowed to ref another match in his life, or these referees are being affected by the Real Madrid TV campaign, where week after week publishing these videos to put pressure on them. But this is clear adulteration of the competition, and Barcelona have to do something. Barcelona have to do something. This cannot keep on going because this is absolutely unacceptable in a league that hopes to be the best league in the world. Because what we saw today, what the entire world saw today, was absolutely despicable, absolutely disgusting. Fuck this referee. Fuck La Liga if they don't do anything, which I'm sure they won't. Fuck the Royal Spanish Football Federation, and fuck the CTA, because what we saw today was absolutely unacceptable, and Barcelona need to do something, especially now that we won, because had we not won, they would have dismissed us by saying it's just an excuse, you're just crying, you're just finding a way to justify your defeat. But that's not the case today, because today we won, and today we pretty much won La Liga too. So this is not an excuse. This is not crying. This is unacceptable, and Barcelona need to do something. Enough is enough. We cannot keep playing nice. Mr. Jean Laporta, I don't know what you're waiting for, but enough is enough. We have to do something, because this is unacceptable. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'm going to go to bed. I got to be up in a few hours to go to work. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.